Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video I'm going to talk to you about the Baker Act and the concept of the Re-Baker Act. And I'm going to tell you, it's been probably a year or two since I've seen a facility pull off, this magic trick of the Re-Baker Act. But I thought this would be a good time to come back to it. So in this particular instance, an individual had been taken to a facility. Clearly, based on what I heard, the detention was not legal. It wasn't a good Baker Act. And 71 hours and change into the whole thing, the facility calls the family and says, "I'm sorry, we're not going to release your loved one. We have Re-Baker Acted her." And the 72-hour clock starts to tick all over again. So I thought this would be a good time for us to catch up on that, because that is complete BS. There's no such thing, okay? This is just some doctor BSing a family, not telling them the truth, or he's just so completely ignorant of the law, he doesn't bother to care to read the statute, which is very clear. So I'm going to clear that up for you, and if the doctor wants to see this video, good for him. He'll learn something, and he'll do it right the next time, and he won't illegally detain somebody. So here's the story. When it comes to adults, right, the initial detention period for an involuntary detention, not voluntary, because there's two types of Baker Act here in Florida, for an involuntary detention is up to 72 hours. The facility has up to 72 hours to do their assessment and stabilize. And then at the end of 72 hours, one of three things must happen. Number one, they let you go. Number two, they get you to sign a voluntary admission agreement, and they're supposed to give informed consent. Although in all the years I've been handling these cases, and I think my office has now filed close to 700 of these things, I've never seen anybody not only not give informed consent, but even told what the consequences were of signing a voluntary admission agreement. So either they let you go, they get you to sign a voluntary admission agreement, or they go and file their petition for placement. In other words, they ask a court for a court order to extend the time, anywhere from the 72-hour period all the way up to 6 months. And what happens is once they file that petition for placement, it triggers a 5-day window. And what I mean by that is that the hearing on the petition for placement must take place within 5 days from the date that it was filed. And of course, it's supposed to be filed within the 72-hour window. So, the idea that they can, quote, Re-Baker Act somebody is just it's just not true. It's not the law. It's not how it works. But, here's the deal. Number one, nobody knows that your loved one is there. And what I mean by that is there's no oversight. There's nobody making sure the doctor does it right. There's nobody making sure that the detention is even legal. There's nobody there. There's nobody knows your loved one's there, right? The third thing is that you can't sue them for this stuff. That's right. Even though this may be a private, for-profit facility, they are licensed as an agent of the state's mental health system. And what that means is they can detain your loved one, they can lock them up, they can forcibly medicate them, they can pretty much do whatever they want, because they are an agent of the state. And as an agent of the state, they have unlimited resources, unlimited power, and they cannot be sued. So they really don't care, even if they do it wrong, even if they come up with some magical Re-Baker Act, right? Which is it's just amazing that they do this stuff, but they do. So I want you to be aware of that. But look, at the end of the day, right, unless you're willing to go and fight for your loved one's release, I mean, it's like the tree that falls in the forest. If nobody sees it fall, did it even happen? Right? It's the same thing. Unless you're willing to go and enforce your loved one's rights under the Baker Act statute in front of a judge, it doesn't matter. You can't sue the doctor because he Re-Baker Acted them, right? Even if it was intentional. So I wanted to share that with you. I'm a big believer that in practicing offense, you should fight like hell to get out of there as soon as possible, even if the detention was legal, even if your loved one needs help. There are other ways to get somebody help, and I'm happy to share that with you if you call our office. But nobody gets better in a Baker Act facility, not in my experience anyway. So I want to share that with you. No such thing as the Re-Baker Act. Please give us a thumbs up, and if you could subscribe to the channel, I'd be grateful. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.